Hello and welcome back. I am Reverend Dr. Lori Williams. Today I'm going to be talking about how my gifts came to be, how all my spiritual gifts came through. I was actually asked of me by someone who's fairly new to the community, and although I have done videos before on how my gifts came through, I figured it was time to have a little bit of a refresher for those of you that are new to the space and new to me. So I know in a lot of cases the intuitive, psychic, whatever you want to call it, person is oh, I have all these stories from when I was a child, and I have like maybe 5. I was in complete denial. I didn't want any of this. So what led me here, like I said, I did have a few, going back as far as when I was about 11 years old, I think was the first one that I very clearly remember. If I had any kind of connection before that, I have no idea. I don't remember anything before about the age of 11. Now, the thing is the people, when these experiences would happen, the people that I was around, I was aware that they had gifts, so I just blamed it on them. It was just like, it's their gifts, it's them that's bringing it through, not me. I had no clue. I had no clue that I had gifts myself. I had no idea. So how it all came to be is back in 2014, I had spent almost 20 years of my life in pain is an understatement. I suffered with wanting to unalive myself every single day. Massive, massive, massive depression. When people tell me that because of my gifts I'm going to go to hell, I just want to tell them, I'm like, you know what? I've already been there. It doesn't scare me. It doesn't scare me. Do I want to go back to hell? Absolutely not. But I've been there. I've lived there for close to half of my life. And one day, it was December 23rd, 2014, I decided that I was going to give myself 30 days and either heal myself of this, the mental health issues, or I was going to end my life, because I knew I wasn't living. I was not living. I was barely existing at best. So everything just honestly just started falling into place. It was like, literally, I went home that day when I made that vow to myself. Actually, there was a lot of yelling and screaming at God or whatever was out there. I didn't really have a good connection with God then, like I do now. Ironically, I get told a lot that this is against God, but it was God that led me here. Ironically, I don't doubt my connection with God at all, ever, absolutely, regardless of what anyone says. I don't doubt it. So anyway, that day when I went home, I had just things started literally falling into place. I started reading self-help books, which I was like massively against that before. I started doing meditation, which I had always struggled with. I had tried to do meditation for like 20 years prior, and I could not get into a meditative state. But all of a sudden, I watched one video that said one thing to me, and it clicked, and it worked. And everything from there on started falling into place. So I set out on a healing journey. I set out to heal myself of mental health issues. I had no idea what was going to come. I had no idea that on the other side of what I honestly, I just thought I was holding myself back from living. I didn't realize I was holding myself back from all this. I didn't know it was there. So my first gift came through May 19th of 2014. Actually, 2 of them came through at the same time, although at that time I didn't know what they were, and I was scared, like beyond scared. It was animal communication, and being able to talk to guides. I was actually doing a healing on a horse, and the horse started talking to me. Trust me, I know how crazy that sounds. You don't have to tell me in the comments. But it's true. It's up 100% absolutely true. And honestly, since then, every gift has just shown up to me. For me personally, typically what happens is I will go through some kind of a, like, it used to be a sickness, like literally like flu-like symptoms. Sometimes like 3 or 4 days, sometimes up to a week. And then it's what I call an energy shift. But and then after that, a gift would come through usually within about a month. It would start to come through. I would be aware of the gift that was coming through. But now, I mean, almost 11 years into it, I don't really get sick anymore. I can get like massive energy overload, so I get overwhelmed very easily. I can start feeling very like emotional and having all these emotions coming up and not knowing where they came from or what I'm supposed to do with them. It's almost like I just have like too much energy. So I can clear it and you know, sometimes it takes me a couple of days, again, sometimes up to a week to be able to kind of like balance that. But as I grow and evolve, my gifts grow and evolve, and how they come through obviously grows and evolves too. I have never, in almost 11 years of having gifts come through, I have never had a gift come through and then require an energy upgrade. I've always gone through the energy upgrade first. And it does make sense to me, knowing what I know now about it. It didn't make sense at the beginning because I didn't know. I didn't have the awareness that I have now. But it does make sense now because it's like I have to be able to handle the energy that comes with it. It's not just a gift. It's not just, there's energies that need to be balanced, especially like in the work that I do. If I, like, just as an example, if I would have had my talking to the dead gift come through first, that probably would have like been really hard for me, in my case anyway, because that gift actually didn't come through till August 31st of 2016. So at the time of recording this, it's like 4 days away from my 8-year anniversary of being able to talk to the dead. Which is awesome, and I'm grateful for that gift now, but I wasn't always grateful for it. I was never grateful for all of them. They all scared the crap out of me when they first came through. But now I can't imagine my life without them, ironically, how that works out. But we always fear what we don't know. Once it becomes the known, there's nothing to fear around it anymore. But anyway, so if the talking to the dead gift would have come through first, I know I would have had a lot harder of a time being able to manage and making sure that I'm not like allowing negative energies to come through, because I mean, I've been very fortunate in the fact of knowing how to control those energies so that nothing negative comes through, and anything that I have ever done, I have never, ever, ever had any kind of negative energy attachment. I actually help people release negative energy attachments from them. I've never had one attached to me. So it's incredible how it's like your energy has to match the gift. You literally have to be the person that you need to be before the gift can come through. And that's exactly, to this day, that's exactly what happens. My longest gift to come through was most recent healing, ironically, that I've had come through. I have 5 of my own healing modalities that have come through, and the most recent one, it started between Christmas and New Year's, the week between Christmas and New Year's of 2023, and didn't finish coming through till May of 2024. So like it was almost 6 months of constant like energy upgrades, and then I would get like a little bit more. A lot of how my gifts come through is just through my psychic gifts that I already have. It'll be like an awareness of like, or it's like, you know, one of my guides saying, hey, do this instead. You know, you've always done it this way, do this instead. And then I do that, and then something different, like it causes a different reaction. So I've never just given the gift in its entirety either, because it can be a lot. It is a lot. And I do appreciate the fact that I'm only given what I can handle. But all of that to say that my gifts at this point, I think I have about 21 different gifts, different healing gifts, you know, past life regression gifts, being able to talk to the dead. Most of my gifts are around healing. Actually, I mean, realistically, if you want to put a label on all of my gifts, they all give healing in some way, shape, or form. And it wasn't until probably about 4 or 5 years ago that I really realized that, you know, even though I've been doing this for almost 11 years, it was recently that I was like, you know what, this is what I'm here to do, whether I want to do this or not. People ask me all the time, like, did you know that you wanted to be a psychic energy healer? And I was like, no, like that was not even in my scope of things to do. but I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for the experiences of it. I'm grateful I get to see miracles happen every single day. And not many people can say that. And I don't take that lightly. That is something I will never take for granted. It is something that I will never, ever not appreciate. We all have gifts for this reason. We're here to help humanity. That's what humans are here for. And I highly encourage you, if you know you have gifts or don't think you have gifts, but you're interested in them, follow what you're interested in. If you're interested in, talking to the dead, typically that's because you have that gift. And you never know. I mean, on the other side, like I said, on the other side of having fears around it, is knowledge. And once you have the knowledge, the fears go away. I have absolutely no fear whatsoever around any of my gifts anymore. And at one time I was like deathly afraid of every single one of them. So that's called evolving, I guess. So I definitely encourage you to try to bring your own gifts through. If you need help, I'm here to help you to bring them through, because this is what we're here for. We all have gifts to help each other. And so the people that I've been able to help over the last almost 11 years, I would never have been able to help them or their families. It's just that ripple effect, of I help one person and they go on and they help their kids and they teach their kids differently, or they, do something different because I taught them something different. And that would have never, like, that whole family line is now forever changed. That's what it's all about. That's what we're here to do. Every single one of us. We all have gifts to help one another. If you want to know what your soul mission is to be of service. Every single person, that is your base foundation of what you're here to accomplish. If you're not doing that in some way, shape, or form, then maybe this is the avenue in which you're meant to do it. Only you can decide that. You have free will and free choice for a reason. Only you can decide that. I got to a point where I didn't feel like I had free will and free choice anymore. It was like, you're just going to do this because they're going to keep coming through regardless how long you ignore them. So I guess maybe not all of us have a choice, but you do. And I mean, I could potentially ignore them, but I'm at a point in my life where ignoring them is no longer an option. I actually welcome them. I welcome the evolution of them. I love watching them grow. It's almost like I'm watching my children grow again. It started out one way, now it's looking a different way. I'm like, this is really cool. It's probably honestly my favorite part of my gifts, is being able to watch them grow and evolve and to see what they're becoming. They sure have changed a lot over the last, 10 plus years. And I'm sure they're going to keep changing. As much as I change, they'll change too. So that is, in a nutshell, my story. That's actually the short version, ironically. But yeah, that's how I got into doing all of this stuff. It was not intentional. It was not something that you do. You don't make a lot of money with it. You got to do it because you love doing it, because you love helping people. And at the end of the day, that's what I'm here for. So thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you back here next time.